Yeah, I'm Randy Osborne. I published the annotations for the history of the classical guitar in Argentina, 1822 to 2000, in May of 2020. It was after 17 years of writing it. It's had good reviews. Soundboard Magazine, March of 2020, reviewed it. David Grimes, who passed away a few months ago, wrote the review. Last year, in July of 2021, it got a 4-page review in Gendai Guitar Magazine. About 2% of the book is Japanese images translated into English. I started doing the translations in March of 2011. And today, I would like to talk about Antonio de Torres guitars and the people that owned them before 1934. In Domingo Prat's Diccionario de Guitarristas y Guitarreros, on page 392, he has the owners. Here's from my book. So I'm going to read this. Here you see the 1858 guitar that won awards in the Sevilla Exposition. So this is under the listing of Poseedores de Guitarras Torres. The concert guitarist and composer Jimenez Manjon owns 2 models of 11 strings, one presently in the possession of his widow who resides in Toledo, Spain, the other in the hands of the lady Professor Gataji in Buenos Aires. Jose Rojo, a guitarist presently residing in Neria, Malaga, is the owner of an 11-string model. The Sevillano guitarist Juan Ville, who also resided in Buenos Aires since 1878, gave a Torres guitar as a gift to the Argentine amateur guitarist Dr. Nicolas Abarelos. Another is owned by Dr. Martin Ruiz Moreno, who passed away in 1919, acquired in Seville by the intermediary of the painter and guitarist Bernardo Troncoso. By this same intermediary, the 3-time Argentine minister Wenceslao Escalante, who acquired 2 examples. They are presently in the possession of his daughter, Mrs. Sarah Escalante de Maura. Jose Isnarde, distinguished amateur, had a Taurus in Buenos Aires that was stolen from him from his home in the locality of Florida in the year 1910. Also, I could mention in my book I have a half-page article about how one of Jimenez Manjon's guitars was stolen. It was gotten back a couple weeks later due to the police doing their really good work. And I think that was about 1904. Miss Elena Costadol of Buenos Aires has a beautiful example acquired in Paris in 1909. Mrs. Maria A. Monteluro de Crespo of Buenos Aires possesses an excellent Taurus without a tornabos that was constructed in 1884. Federico Cano has 2, one acquired by Emilio Pujol, the other still in the possession of the Cano family. Leon Farr, who passed away in January of 1932, owned 2 of them that have been passed to the possession of Alfredo Ospiso. One of them restored and modified in the sides since they originally were narrow, that is, to be played in the flamenco genre. The guitar maker Enrique Garcia replaced the sides common for the concert format. Miguel Yobe is the owner of 2 excellent examples. One of them accompanies him in his artistic life. We make note that these guitars were acquired of a derisory price, ridiculously small. Enrique Cruje, 4 examples restored in Barcelona by Simplicio and Fleta. Mario Palmas in Barcelona owns 2 examples, and we repeat without any doubt, he has the guitarra cumbre, the ultimate guitar, that previously belonged to the lawyer and amateur guitarist Francisco de Paz. The painter Roberto Ramage, Argentine, residing in Paris, possesses 2 guitars, one a small format, narrow, and a flamenco type, simple in all senses of the word, acquired in Paris 1910, gotten away from the Spanish guitarist Agustin Andres. That particular guitar is in the collection of Sheldon Ehrlich, who has put out 2 books since 1997 on his collection. The other is a beautiful work of art, and it's by its intrinsic value in its work of mosaics and purflings. Magdalena Cotin of Paris, sister of the known guitarist Julio and Alfredo, has 2 Torres guitars of the second epoch. David del Castillo, who passed away, possessed one of the most excellent Torres guitars for its voices that previously was owned by the Spanish general Narciso Ametler. Del Castillo resided for a long time in Paris, and his family sold his instrument. In the year 1929, according to the photograph we have in view, the Roy's Music House of Paris announced it for sale and for the price of 100,000 francs for a Torres. In 1930, Professor Jose Navas of Malaga communicated to the author of this Diccionario that a gentleman by the name of Roldan in the town of Junquera of that province possessed an example of the guitar maker. Dr. Severino Garcia Forte, an amateur guitarist who passed away in 1931, had an example. The guitarist Daniel Forte, residing in Madrid, offered from that city to Argentina 2 guitars for sale. The Spanish guitarist Roberto Soriano, residing in Buenos Aires, has an excellent one in his possession, restored by the guitar maker Santos Hernandez in Madrid. A watch merchant, an amateur of the instrument, established in Antequera, had a beautiful exemplary Torres in 1923, that is to say, one of the best, and had belonged to Julian Arcas, who left it in this town when he died. In 1916, in Barcelona, a Torres was presented by an Andalusian merchant of the name Jimenez, who offered it for 25,000 pesetas, and it had the peculiarity of being the only one of which the strings came out of the bridge by 6 perforations, without being supported by it, the consequence being that the string length began at the exit of every perforation, leaving it that in the common guitars it begins from where the strings rest on the bridge on the saddle. In Barcelona in 1919, Victoriano Estorch, an owner of a collection of several guitar makers, sold his complete collection to an American multimillionaire, Mr. Sharp, who only had interest in acquiring the Torres. Sharp gave 35,000 pesetas to possess these guitars. This collector died in 1929. Silvio Agaric, residing in Buenos Aires, is also the owner of a Torres. The author of this Diccionario in the year 1917 acquired from Buenos Aires a Torres guitar constructed in 1864, viewed by some as the best guitar that had belonged to Francisco Tárrega. And as proof, we attach the following letter of the brother of the artist of Villarreal, directed to my father, a resident of the Condal city of Barcelona. Castellón, 26th of May of 1970. This is translated from Spanish, as everything I just read has been done. Mr. Don Domingo Prat, Barcelona. Dear Sir and beloved friend, I received your thankful letter of intent of a good desire to acquire the prodigious instrument that belonged in life to my good brother Paco. We would be very pleased to have it go into the hands of your son, this invaluable guitar, worthy to be played so masterfully that you know. We would surrender the guitar to you for the quantity of 4,000 pesetas. We await your orders. Receive cordial greetings to Maria and strong embraces to your good friend Vicente Tárrega. Gonzalez Cherma, 105, Segunda, second floor. This instrument was acquired expressly for ceding it to the brilliant Argentine concert guitarist, my disciple, Maria Luisa Anito. She did her first concert at the age of 9 at the Society Guitarra La Guitarra. Carmelo Rizzuti also did a concert at the same location within a year or two of that particular time. In reference to that guitar, a lecturer said that it was a national shame for Spain that it would be acquired in Buenos Aires for the quantity of 4,000 pesetas, and is a big shame that the orator who we are concerned with may have forgotten that rendering the guitar all the public deserved honors for whom it was the triumphant walk. On the other hand, the professor also admitted that the collection of Victoriano Astorch, which was acquired by an American multimillionaire, was taken only for the desire of the rich collector to acquire the Torres and that complete collection of instruments. In ending with the list of owners, the author of this work includes, among other things, with an example of a concert instrument and a smaller instrument, that we appreciate their real value. We assure the undeniable authenticity of the guitars that we don't include by reference by the fact of having been played as to the others. We attenuate to the veracity of the person cited. We won't end without assuring that the Torres guitars have suffered by the desire of profit that moves many of the unscrupulous, some coarse falsifications, but it is also just to say that to others more valuable than many by the great guitar maker of Almeria. And then I wrote, aside from that, which is the end of the Poseidores de Guitarras Torres by Domingo Prat. Then I wrote, these paragraphs contain 36 guitars and 33 owners. 11 of the owners lived in the Rio de la Plata. The Rio de la Plata at that time was the 6th largest economy in the world, what we would call the California of the world today. When Jose Romanillos' biography and catalog about Antonio de Torres was written in the late 1880s, there were 5 Torres guitars in the hands of individuals living in Barcelona.